Hey, how's it going? It's the ECRanter here again. I was going to actually put this video up on my other channel, but I decided that the ECRanter one was a better place to go since I'm going to rant. Sorry for the voice change problem thing. I'm getting over a head cold, so you have to bear with me. Today I'm going to rant about people at work. Not necessarily my work, not necessarily your work, but just people at work in general. There really are two types of people that work. There's people that go to a job. It doesn't really matter what they're doing every day. The job's a job, a job is a job. Whether they're punching widgets, or sweeping a floor, or being a lifeguard, or it doesn't really matter what it is, it's a job for them. If they got fired tomorrow or quit tomorrow, it wouldn't matter. They would just move on to another job. And it probably wouldn't even be the same as the one that just left. Whereas there's other people that are what we would call career people, and they're there and they put their heart and soul into it. They have a passion for it. They're intense about it. They're devoted to that. That's what they want to be. That is either this is a job as a stepping stone, not a job just because they need a job. It's a stepping stone to further them in their career, whether it be they need the experience, or they need it's a good opportunity for different training, or whether or not they need it to get more experience, or they just got the position to get more, or they started a new position, which is a new step to get to where they ever want to go, or it's a building block for another step they need in order to get to where they want to go. They are career people. It would be like being a career would be, I get a job as a dishwasher. I'm a cook. I'm going to use a cooking example. I get a job as a dishwasher. I really like it. The chef sees my potential. He moves me on to, say, salads, which is usually the next one, or prep. I get really excited about that. I go to cooking school. I take a few classes. I come back. I cook some more at work. I get more experience. Go back to cooking school. Get more education, more knowledge about it. I go back to work. I apply the knowledge. I get more experience. I do some more. Slowly I work up. I do colds. I do the hotline. I become a chef de partie, or a first cook, or a chef de partie, or banquets, or then I become the sous chef, or a chef underneath an executive chef, or a master chef, or some form of other title. I go to school. I finish. I get trade certified. I maybe leave that chef because he tells me I've been there too long and I'm never going to learn anything more there, which isn't totally true, but you get into a habit, so instead of breaking the habits, you just keep going in, and it turns into a job rather than a career. So you move on to another job. You take one, say you become a sous chef somewhere else. You use the experience you've had somewhere else up until you're a chef. And then usually when you become a chef, depending on the age, you pick a couple roads to go down. You become a chef for somebody else and help them open a restaurant. You open your own restaurant, or you work at, say, like a hotel or some other large food organization that needs someone, like an executive chef that runs a couple different outlets or something like that. Similar to like being an underwriter for a lawyer. Then you go to law school, and then you become you're a lawyer at a firm, and then you get all your experience. Then they're out for you to be a partner. Then your name goes on the wall, so it's like Livingston Quayle and Bob Dole. So that's what a career person would be. What really bothers me is people that this is my career, yet they don't take any of the steps. Like, none of them. If I say this is my career and I really want to be a chef, I don't go home and don't do anything about it. I don't go home and play video games, watch TV, and then I go to sleep. I get up and I come to work, and I still don't remember any of the stuff that I did yesterday. I tell myself for 3 days that this is how I make rice. I come into work, and then I have to ask someone how to make rice. Doesn't quite make sense. I'm all up for helping anybody or doing anything, but if you've been making rice for the past 4 years and you know how to make rice, and you've made rice 1,000 times, you shouldn't have to look at someone and go, how much water do I add to this rice? Or how long do I cook this rice for? Or it'd be like becoming a car mechanic and asking how you take the oil out of the car after you've done taking the oil out of the car for the past week, and then on Friday you're like, well, how do I take the oil out of the car? It's just stuff you don't do. You need to take it upon yourself to remember these things, because they should become second nature, so that when you get busy and you need to make rice, bam, you just put the rice in a dish, put it in the steamer or the oven, the rice comes out, it's cooked, and you use it. Like it's things like that should be natural, like having a shower, or doing the dishes, or cooking supper, or mowing the lawn, or programming your VCR. They should all be second nature. If this is something you're passionate about, it should be something that you grasp. You should be reading cookbooks at home. You don't have to read a cookbook every day. I have many cookbooks. I buy cookbooks every single time I go into a certain store, because they're cheap, and I can usually find one that has some information. I don't buy a cookbook because the whole book is good. There's never going to be the end-all be-all of cookbooks. They're all guidelines. They're all paths people take to get to different areas. Like, if you find a good writer, get a couple of them, but switch. Don't stay on the one cookbook, or you'll get in a habit and then you'll never change. People have to start taking ownership of their job. Stop passing the buck. Stop pointing the finger. If it is your passion to become whatever you are right now, you need to take the steps to the next level. If you're going to tell me that, oh, there are no steps available, you're not looking. They're all there. All you have to do is open your eyes to the next level, and you'll start to see it. If I want to become a chef somewhere, I go online or I talk to friends of mine that are chefs or cooks, or it doesn't matter. If I open my eyes to wanting to become a chef, I will start to see that there's job opportunities everywhere to become a chef. If I was a mechanic and wanted to own my own garage, I would talk to other mechanics, and slowly my eyes would be open to more and more garages that need people to run them as a mechanic. And it's not that difficult. All you have to do is, it's a small mindset of, that's what I want to be. As soon as you open your eyes to it, you'll see it a lot more. A good example is people that go out to buy a certain type of car, and they're like, oh, I want this car in green because no one else has it. They say, I'm coming back tomorrow to buy it, and on their way home they'll see 8 cars exactly like that in that color green. That's why usually what I'll do is I'll look at several different cars over a couple of months, because slowly you can see how many of each car are there. Not that that's how you pick a car, but very, very identical. The instant you are aware of something, you will see it a lot more. So you just change your mindset. If you want that, if you want to grasp that, if you want to reach that goal, you have to have that mindset. And if all you are is in a job right now to get a job, go talk to someone that can point you in the direction of a good career for you, because in the long run you'll be happier in a career where you don't get stagnant, and you don't sit there and you wonder, am I doing my job, or am I going to get fired because I'm the weakest link in the organization, or any of the other stuff, or I don't get paid enough because I'm not putting in the time to advance anywhere. If you put in the time, you'll get noticed and you will get advancements. And if it's not what you want to do, then you're not going to have the drive to advance anywhere. So, sorry this is a long, convoluted rant of, if you want the job, do it. If you do not want the job, change. Change. Stop hating change. Change is good. I think I've mentioned that in every other video. Change is good. Just find something you love to do and do it. Find something you can do every morning. Doesn't matter if you hate the day. If you're the grumpiest person in the morning, person in the world in the morning, when you get up, if you do not want to do that job, that is the day you have to quit and find something else. Okay? If you wake up tomorrow and you do not want to do what